Welcome back, everybody. There's just no excitement like there was before. You see, the novelty of running a coffee shop just kinda wore off, and now there's really not much left to it. And on top of that, I now have this weird sense of stress. Like, not stress, but like, enough stress that I feel stressed. I just wish I could, like, chill out or something, but it's kinda hard to do. Which is why I should check WikiHow and see if there's any solutions. Looky here, it says in order to chill, I need a license. And the only way of getting a license is by drinking a Margaritaville-made coffee. How the hell am I gonna do that? Well, I guess come to think of it, it's not unreasonable. I mean, there's a couple Margaritavilles around. Now, it just so happens that there's a new one in Boston, which is not too far from here. So I guess I might as well go there and get some dinner. That should maybe solve something. If I'm going to be embracing the Margaritaville lifestyle, I'm going to need to do it in full. And that means I'm going to bring a few people with me on this little quest. How about some good friends, like Drew and Ivy? And with that said, we set off towards Boston. So we had a bit of time before our reservation, so we decided to spend it in the only good way we knew. Going to Dave & Buster's. One of the biggest, most counterproductive things one could do. I wouldn't say counterproductive, it's just killing time. So we played a few games, and Drew entered his good old game show host mode.
Copy, Roger, we're here. We're gonna mess up some Dave & Buster's here.
Yes.
Let's go. Okay, let's go find another game. Let's go bully some kids on maybe Mariokart.
Of course, with Dave & Buster's being unreasonably priced, we only played a few games. They were pretty fun, though.
Okay, let's see what we win.
But unfortunately,
you better stop on 1,000, big boy.
Made Drew show
so if you don't
his
stop on
violent
1,000, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna absolutely throw you out the window. Land on 1,000. You better land on 1,000. I swear if you don't land on 1,000. I swear if it doesn't land on 1,000, I'm gonna kill it. Oh my god, it's not gonna land on 1,000. Holy goes 200? I would take 200.
Come on. No.
You bastard.
And with that out of the way, we moved on to the restaurant in Boston, located in good old Faneuil Hall. Along the way, we did see another restaurant from a famous celebrity chef, but we didn't have time to go check it out. There it is, in all its full glory, Margaritaville, Boston. So we go in and take our seat and realize that this is what paradise...
What's up? We in Margaritaville.
We're in Margaritaville. Paradise, baby.
The painted sky, the massive TVs playing stock beach footage, the various portraits of Jimmy Buffett in all his glory. Truly a legendary place. If this is paradise, I kinda like it and wanna stay. And on the radio was none other than...
This is David Bowie.
Drew and Ivy were bopping to this, but where's the Jimmy music? I came here for Buffett, not Bowie. Listen, this is David Bowie. This ain't not gonna do it. I don't get it. It's a vibe. Well, after some Pokemon going, our food came. I got the volcano nachos as my meal, and it was just so big I couldn't properly document it. Drew got the chicken tenders, and Ivy got a massive sandwich, which looked outright stunning. So I tried the chips, and these were actually really good. Now, I thought you couldn't beat the chips from Moe's, but these blew those out of the park. So we eat up, and on top of it, in true Jimmy Buffett fashion, got the lava cake.
I want it now, but she didn't give a spoon.
It looks so good.
Which was nothing to write home about. We even got a little souvenir photo postcard thing. And if I were to create the true Jimmy drink at home, we would need a few things from the gift shop. There I found the perfect vessel for the drink, a Margaritaville mug, in all its wonderful glory. And it was only when we were about to leave when they started playing the signature song in the gift shop.
Oh, damn, ball.
Sing into the camera, girl.
They also had this funky little t-shirt that I just couldn't resist. So we bought those and booked it back home. And with that, I now have the vessel in which the coffee will go in. Now, I can just taste my license to chill. I currently have a license to be motivated, which is quite counterproductive in this case. Now, before I can get to that, I have some business to tend to in Florida. And not too far off the beaten path is a place called Universal City Walk. And there just so happens to be a Margaritaville there. So, I thought might as well go check it out, right? So I head to Florida and make my way over to Universal City Walk. No time for the parks, as they're too time-consuming, but City Walk is just a fun little distraction. And would you look at that, we made it. And this place is a fever dream. Like, is this real? Am I living? Anyways, we walk towards Margaritaville, and I realize I made a horrible mistake. I accidentally set a reservation for Vivo Italian Kitchen. Now, how does something like this happen? I don't know, it just does. You take a guess. So I ate there, and might I just say, damn, this is probably one of my favorite restaurants ever. Like, that was a really good bowl of pasta. No. Don't get distracted. But the pasta was just so good. God damn it. At least there was one saving grace, though. The Orlando location has a margaritas to-go stand. This is perfect. I can get a beverage there, and it counts as consuming something chill. I wanted to get a 5 o'clock somewhere, but it turns out they have this weird policy in which they can't serve alcohol to people who are under the age of 21. I tried doing that in Boston too, but didn't quite work. So I just had to suck it up and order an off to the Virgin Islands, which didn't have alcohol. It tasted pretty good, and the straw was paper, so it didn't work, and I couldn't properly drink it. And although I couldn't enter the actual restaurant, I could go to the gift shop. And this place was huge compared to the Boston one. Look at all this merchandise! If given the option, I would have bought everything there. And then destiny hit. I found my lost shaker of salt. Now, to put it out there clearly, I had no idea this was even missing. But I am pretty glad we're reunited finally. So I decided to get the salt shaker, and since I was here, might as well check out City Walk. There was this really cool chocolate emporium place, which was all steampunky and stuff. There's also a Hard Rock Cafe with instruments on the ceiling and a spinning car. But for some weird reason, I was in a hurry, and I couldn't stay for too long. I did, however, see the gates to Islands of Adventure, which was stunning. This place looks like a lot of fun, and I'll check it out someday. But then I noticed something. What's this? A plane? But it's not just any plane. This is Jimmy Buffett's actual hemisphere dancer. I drank right next to Jimmy's actual plane. Could this day get any better? Probably not. So for one last thing, I decided to go check out the giant spinning globe, and yep, that's quite a sight to see. And by now the straw to my off to the Virgin Islands was mush, so I had to drink it like a true barista. A lidless. And that was my time in Orlando, and with it I got the fabled Margaritaville salt shaker. Just what I need to make a salted caramel macchiato latte Margaritaville style. Only issue is I don't have any actual salt to put in here. But there is one place I can find it. We just have to go to the saltiest city in the country. Syracuse, New York. Now luckily for me, there is a Margaritaville in Syracuse. And I won't be doing it alone, as I'll be joined by Drew again, and my good friend Jay, who is new to the Margaritaville experience. Now this is going to be a little bit daunting, as the Margaritaville here is located in the Destiny USA Mall, which is the 10th biggest in the country. Luckily I have really good map skills that will come in handy. This mall is huge, and is filled with all sorts of things. Like a Wonderworks, which is like a science museum mixed with an amusement park. There's a ropes course, a Dave & Buster's, a bunch of stores. A Spencer's store, which was radiating a peculiar aura. Best avoid it for now. My admiration for malls really peaked here. I even went into a TJ Maxx and found all the coffee syrup bottles.
This is just alcohol. They just had alcohol in the middle of the store.
No, that's not alcohol. It's syrup.
Are you sure? It says malt. It says. Oh, non-alcohol. Like, I did not see the non.
I would have gotten one, but I didn't want to bog down the Margaritaville experience by holding glassware. But at long last, paradise. It was a sight to see. Before heading in, we found these little Landshark bar Adirondack chairs right next to the giant blender, which was, unfortunately, visibly falling apart. So we decided to bask a minute or two in the glorious small lights. But then we got hungry and went in. We went right in, and man, this place is huge. It may not look it from the outside, but inside it's massive. There were these island maps on the ceiling, which was really nice to see, and little tiki huts for tables. There's even a small-scale Porch of Indecisions, which is indoors, but I'll take what I can get. So we sat down and realized there's not that much Jimmy Buffett music, which is kinda sad. But anyways, we got the menus, and this is basically the same as in Boston. I would have gotten the volcano nachos, but I already had that, so I decided to try something new and got the Rancho Burger. But then I noticed on the kids menu there's something called a Parakeet Punch. Apparently it's a kid's cocktail with house lemonade, pineapple juice, strawberry, and banana puree, served in a light-up souvenir cup. Considering that they won't serve me anything off of the regular drink menu because of being under 21 or something, surely this could be a fun alternative. And yes, indeed it was. Look how silly this is! It's flashing lights and changing colors. The cup even says Future Parrot Head. I have no clue what that even means, but I'll take it. So we were vibing for some time and then noticed the item I oh so desperately needed. Margaritaville salt, and it's just McCormick. But, what? Margaritaville endorses McCormick? Good to know. Drew was encouraging me to use pepper instead, but that doesn't mix well with caramel and coffee. And at long last, our food came. My burger was pretty good. I'll admit, not my favorite, but it hit the spot. Jay got the cheeseburger in paradise, and Drew stuck with his favorite tempura battered chicken tenders. It was all pretty decent, albeit expensive, but you know, it's not entirely about the food at Margaritaville, it's about the vibes. So we finished up and made our way to the exit when I noticed a harbor-looking structure and it said Oswego Harbor. Wait a second, isn't Oswego a town on Lake Ontario? About an hour north from Syracuse? What the hell, this mall was already on a lake. Shouldn't it have said Onondaga Lake or Oneida Lake instead, since those are closer to the actual location? Ah well, I like the seagulls though, they're kinda silly. We passed by the 5 o'clock somewhere bar, and yes, it's cool to see that. And upon leaving, I noticed something hanging from the ceiling. It's a replica of the Hemisphere Dancer with moving propellers. It's a tad smaller, but it's still super cool to see. And with that, we were all mostly stuffed and decided to make our way back home. And that was Margaritaville, Syracuse. Not as nice as the one in Orlando, but still pretty fun nonetheless. And on top of that, I stole some of that McCormick salt to fill my lost shaker of salt. And with that, I think we have all the ingredients to make Margaritaville-style salted caramel macchiato latte. And henceforth, get my license to chill. So we pour the milk into the frother, and then we froth the milk. Ooh, look how satisfying that is. And then from there we pour it into the Margaritaville mug. Then add a little bit of caramel on top of that, then put an espresso pod into the machine. Then we press the little button on top and watch our espresso brew. And then for a finishing touch, we add our Margaritaville salt on top of it to add an extra hint of flavor. And with that, we have a salted caramel macchiato latte, Margaritaville style. Alright, here goes nothing. Wow, that was strong. But I feel at ease. It's as if something's changed. It's like there's a new version of me. This feels great. I don't have to stress anymore. What's this? I did it! I finally got my license to chill! What a journey that was across the eastern part of the country. I was able to hang out with my good friends, enjoy a fun atmosphere, and eat some middle-of-the-road food that was only heightened by the vibes and presentation of the restaurant. But after all of that, I've come to realize that maybe you don't need the full presence of Margaritaville to be chill. You just need the vibes, and the attitude. As they say, changes in latitudes, changes in attitudes. Now if you excuse me, after such a long adventure, it's time for me to go get some rest, because that's what the Margaritaville lifestyle is. Taking it easy.